Hello, Carissa. Thank you so. It's Clarissa or Carissa?
Carissa,
Sorry.
yeah.
Carissa. You probably hate that.
No, it's all
You're
good.
probably like, oh no. Thank you so much for coming in. Do you mind just giving us a little overview of the film, what it's about, just for anyone who's not seen it before?
Yeah, of course. So Good Luck Now is about a girl who gets evicted by her landlord, and she has less than 24 hours to find a room to rent in London. And she is forced to attend a series of increasingly sort of bizarre, disturbing, strange property viewings during her hunt for a room.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it screened yesterday, didn't it?
Yes, it did last night.
I wanted to ask you about the lead actress. She was really wonderful. How did you go about casting that role and also the other roles as well? Because they were so dynamic. Like every house really had its own feel. The cast were completely different, and it was just honestly so engaging and dynamic because you went through the film. So yeah, how did you go approaching the casting of the film?
So the lead actress, Sabrina Wu, I actually saw her in a play at the Royal Court. It was a while ago now. I saw her in a play and I thought she was really wonderful. And then when I wrote this script, I kind of had her in mind. I find that when I'm writing, it can be quite helpful to like imagine an actor in the role. And I was kind of imagining her. And then I just thought I would give it a shot and reach out to her agent. And she really liked the script. And we had a meeting and somehow, convinced her to sign up and do like a random short film. But yeah, I definitely got very lucky with her and she was amazing to work with. But I think it's really great, like being able to go and see an actor perform, because then you really get like an idea of their sort of sensibilities and what they're capable of. And like, she was so like naturally funny and expressive. And I think that was really important for this film, to have someone that was really expressive that we could like experience the viewings through. So I really liked that about her. And the rest of the cast, I kind of found them from all over the place, honestly, all corners of like social media and everything. Like I just did an open casting call and it just came together really well. So low budget film, so we weren't able to do like chemistry tests or anything like that. So it's always a bit nerve wracking when you don't actually get to have your actors in a room together before you shoot. But they were all wonderful. They all brought their A game and the chemistry in the room was just great when we got there. So I think I just got really lucky with, a really great cast.
That's brilliant. That's such a nice story that I've actually not heard of someone who's seen someone in a play and then written for them and then asked them to be in it. Like I've never heard that. And also then they said yes.
Yeah,
so that's really cool.
That's the good bit, when they actually say yes.
I know, you must have been thrilled.
I was like, oh, okay, we're actually doing this. Nice.
Yeah, because otherwise you were like, what's the point in writing that?
I wrote it for you. You got to be in it.
No going back. That must have been a pretty compelling argument for her to hear, though. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know how strong I came on. I wanted to be chill about it.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, thought you were good. Yeah. Maybe you'd like this.
How do you feel about that in the industry? Because I feel like there's a lot of, there's this idea of let's not be desperate, let's not want it too much. Like how do you kind of balance that, behaving chill, even when you really want it? Like, do you have any thoughts on that?
I feel like in this industry, you do very much have to go after what you want. But yeah, I think especially like making short films and, self-funded projects and crowdfunding and things like that, it's hard because people are putting a lot of trust in you, I suppose. So for me, it's like I just want people to feel comfortable and I want them to know that the person they're working with really cares about what they're doing. And that's always sort of my priority. And I think if that comes across, if like your passion for a project comes across, then people will always sort of understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you navigate the kind of set design and the different rooms? And did you shoot on multiple locations, I guess, for the different houses?
Yeah. It was quite ambitious. I think in terms of locations, it's something that as a writer, when you're writing, it's amazing having that creativity to come up with all of those different characters and houses and locations. And then as a producer, when you're planning to shoot, I was like, wow, I've really given myself a big job here. But yeah, it was quite hard to find some of the locations, especially one of the viewings she goes to is a student house. And we wanted somewhere that was not very nice. And it's hard actually to find a location that isn't nice, surprisingly. All the locations in London are very nice. And I was like, no, we want somewhere bad. We want mold on the walls. We want like damp. Like,
was that real mold?
Yes.
Or was that? No, stop.
We want mold, we want damp, we want somewhere that just looks like the worst place imaginable. And we couldn't find anywhere. We had to end up going into like Facebook groups for students. And we ended up offering this group of like young students like a couple of £100 to like go and shoot in their flat.
But they loved that.
Yeah, they did.
They were like, take it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they went straight out to the pub with the money, I heard. So
stop it. It's brilliant. Oh, did you face any funny issues or anything you caught yourself during filming or production or whenever? Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is happening right now. I can't believe I'm doing this right now, only for a short film. Like any of those kind of moments?
We did have, there's a scene where she visits a house which is occupied by some very, very posh, privileged girls. And the house we shot in was occupied by, I suppose, those type of people. And I was trying to explain to them the scene in the film without offending them. And it was really hard. And I feel like I may have accidentally, I was like, yeah, so she's going to this house viewing and the girls are like really posh and these like 3 really posh girls are like, oh
yes.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, so that's why we're shooting here, because this is the vibe we're going for. But I think they loved it in the end. I think they had a laugh with us. But yeah.
Oh no, I particularly enjoyed that scene.
Yeah.
I think everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but I can certainly relate with that.
Yeah.
From my university days.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. And anything, what's next? Are you taking this film anywhere else? What do you hope for it? And if you're not doing anything more with this film, what's next for you? What are you working on?
So we're going to Aesthetica in York in November, which I'm really excited for. And then we have a couple of other small festivals coming up. I feel like, so we shot this film over a year ago now. It was last August. So I feel like we're kind of coming to the end of festivals. And I've had such a great time doing festivals with this film. And now I'm like very eager to like start working on my next project.
Yeah.
But like all filmmakers, I hate funding. Stage 1, and that's where we're back. So I need to like figure that one out. And then I hope that I'll be able to make another short next year.
How did your funding go for this one? Because you attained funding for this short, right?
We crowdfunded. This is a crowdfunded short.
Yeah.
And crowdfunding is amazing, but it is really difficult. And you have to put a lot into it because, people are giving you their money and you want to give them something back for that. And I'm so thankful for everyone that donated for this film. But yeah, I think the next one, probably going to try and do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, my next short film is in the works, but right now it's no more than like an idea on a Google Doc on my laptop. So it's a work in progress for now.
Okay, good to know. Okay, well, no, I really look forward to seeing the next one because this is great. What would you, just to close off, what would you tell a filmmaker who's afraid to just get started? Like either they don't have the money or they don't have the idea or they don't have the people. Like, is there any advice you'd give?
I think that like, when it comes to filmmaking, you kind of have to make something that you wish you could watch and you wish that you could like not necessarily go to the cinema and see, but even watch on YouTube or like on any kind of platform, depending on what kind of budget you're working with. And I think that if you can have fun making something, that will come across. Like I had so much fun making this film. I loved writing a comedy. I loved shooting a comedy, like working with comedy actors. We just had so much fun making this. And I was like, this is just something that I really wanted to make. And I think that kind of took the stress out of it and took the pressure out of it in a way, because I was like, even if this doesn't go anywhere, even if no one wants to watch this film or hear about it, I still had a really great time. And I made something that I liked. So I think just taking that little bit of pressure off yourself and not having really any expectations of what might happen, just focusing on the moment, focusing on the creating and just having fun and like enjoying the filmmaking process because it is so enjoyable. And yeah, I think if you do that, that kind of shines through the work as well.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, thanks for being so open as well. It always helps. And I hope someone will see something that inspires them. So
yes.
Okay.
Amazing. Thank you so much.